Hi, everybody. Welcome to this edition of NAAP News Now. It's actually our first edition of NAAP News Now in 2023. We're so excited to be back with you again and hope everybody had a wonderful holiday and a happy new year. We're excited to be going into 2023 like gangbusters, like we always say, right? And so I want to introduce you today to our special guest. This is Andrew Miller of Eudaimonia. We're so excited, Andrew, to have you with us today and welcome. How are you?
Thank you. No, it's a pleasure to be here. Excited for the new year and excited this is my first live stream too of the year. So appreciate it.
Awesome, awesome. I know that we have so much fun with, doing live streaming over the last couple of years and live Zoom meetings and everything else that comes to play with that. But we're really happy to have you with us today to tell a little bit more about what Eudaimonia is all about. Sorry about that. I love the name. I think it's so cool, and I see it behind your head. You've got your graphic
Yeah,
behind you. I love that. Such a cool thing. So why don't we just start right off and you tell us a
sure.
little bit about you and your background to start with so we can kind of get a better understanding of who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. So first, again, thank you so much for having me here. Really excited to participate and be, working with NAP through this. So to start on the personal side, as we were talking about before this call, I am a first-time father. So my daughter is now 10 months old, and I am going through all the fun that comes along with that, such as sleep regressions, trying to push off the brain fog, but also it's snowing quite a lot here in Washington, and so taking her out on the sled and everything. So that's been great. Also married to my co-founder of Eudaimonia Health, and also the love of my life. We've been together for over 11 years, married 11 years. You should remember this. Our anniversary was on New Year's. Uh, and then we've also been together for 12 plus years. So yeah, so that's on the personal side. Originally from South Texas, now living in Washington for a little bit. On the professional side, so I've been in the tech space, mostly software as a service, for the past 15 plus years. I've worked with brand new, the lingo is, Silicon Valley, VC backed, venture, all that jargon that have started with like zero revenue, and I've also worked with large organizations that are hitting 500 million in annual recurring revenue. Mostly helped build out growth teams and marketing teams and really try to help them kind of expand their market. But the core driver in all the organizations that I've worked with, and kind of what brought me to Eudaimonia, was trying to find a positive social impact in everything that we did. So it's really understanding the organization and seeing how are we bettering the community that we're working with? How are we making a dent in the universe, so to speak, is one of the core values that organization I worked with. And so that kind of led me into Eudaimonia and led me out of some of these great organizations into, this company.
That's cool. So let's talk a little bit about more about Eudaimonia and tell us, first of all, obviously that's a really catchy name. So share with us first of all how the name came about, what it means, and
Sure.
how you began to create this journey.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the more popular term that everybody knows is nirvana. That's very popular. It's like, oh, we want to hit a state of nirvana. And now that I'm in Washington, Nirvana, the band, was from Seattle, so I got to get exposed to that a little bit. But eudaimonia isn't as well known, and so with the term eudaimonia, the actual literal translation means a condition of human flourishing or kind of living well. And so we wanted to take that and think about how do we create kind of a different kind of happiness that isn't just a fleeting moment, but it's more of a fulfilled life. And so that term eudaimonia just kind of encapsulated a lot of what we wanted to do with the company that we were starting, and went back to making that positive social impact. So that's kind of why we use that name.
What I love about it is when you mentioned Nirvana and you mentioned that you're in Seattle, I just actually started singing Nirvana in my head, come as you are. And I think that is really cool to think about the fact of what you shared with what your purpose is
Right.
it's just really coming as you are and finding that
Yep.
self-actualization like Maslow like refers to, where
Yep.
we can meet those needs of being higher functioning or whatever, and living
Yep.
a higher life. And I think that is super cool. Super cool. So tell us a little bit more about Eudaimonia.
Sure. So Eudaimonia Health is a wellness company. And so with that, what we're doing right now is really specializing on seniors and helping them improve their lives through fitness. So, that's helping them feel better, just have that better fulfilled life. We focus primarily on seniors, 65 and above, and we're also nationally. So we have a network of, what is it, 3,450 or so fitness instructors throughout the United States that we work with to make sure that we can, have these on-site fitness classes with the different facilities that we work with. We're also venturing into online classes, but that's something that in the future that we're going to kind of work on. So right now it's more about in person because we want to build that community. I know when COVID happened, everybody distanced. And so now things are kind of settling down on that front. All of our, instructors, of course, are, vaccinated, double vax, all that fun stuff. And we want to still take those precautions, but we want to build a community. We want to be there and touch, each other's hands, help them, just engage with each other. So that's the real goal, is community building. Yes, we're doing it through fitness because that's a way that everybody can move around and have some fun. But at the end of the day, it's about that community and that, fulfilled life.
Well, I appreciate you saying, how important community is, because I know one of the lessons that we've learned in the healthcare industry was how terrible we
Mhm.
were in socially isolating our residents, and how
Right.
challenging it is now. I mean, we understand the purpose of it, but it's super challenging now to get our residents to be active and
Right.
engaged again because of the fear that has come from COVID,
Right.
and recognizing that. And now we have what the triple threat right now between COVID
Yep.
and RSV and the
Yep.
flu. And so we have been, advised by the federal government that we're not allowed to lock down or isolate like we did
Mm.
in the beginning. And so I love that, only for the purpose of what you just stated about the fact that community is so important. And
Right.
exercising and doing, that. I mean, I'm a big fitness person. I look at my fitness, my personal health fitness journey is my therapy on a daily basis.
Right.
And that's the way I look at it. And so I find such value in exercise and being in a community with other people.
Hmm.
It's not something I do alone. And so I think it's really important that we recognize that this challenge of having these instructors, knowing that they're, protected, knowing that they're going to come
Yep.
into the community and they'll follow whatever the rules and regulations are of the
Hmm.
community at that time, and
Absolutely.
knowing that in-person technique is so important too. And yes, you can
Yeah.
gain a lot from an online service. So I am happy that
Sure.
you're exploring that as well. But because there are different people have different needs, and so you
Yeah.
want to cater to everyone. And I think that is really really cool. So tell us a little bit more. Tell us how Eudaimonia is much more unique or special than maybe some other exercise services or programs that are out there.
Sure. Yeah. I wouldn't go out there and say, we're better than X company or this or whatever. I mean, if you're in the, senior fitness space and you're able to go in there and make that impact and help people feel better, awesome. More power to you. We'd love to partner with you and work together, because we don't really come into this space and look at, oh, there's competitors here. We're all in the same niche and we're all trying to make people better. And I think you touched on it. It's about that community aspect and going in there, as a group. You can do fitness by yourself and, try and stay motivated and everything. But we know that, especially in the senior community, I mean, nobody is really trying to be the next, bodybuilder or Arnold Schwarzenegger out there. You're going out there because it's a place where you can engage with other people and you can kind of loosen up. You're not sitting there at a table and just like discussing, or at a desk, or you're able to, move and get the blood flowing and, have fun. And so whenever you're laughing and having fun, then that's how you build those relationships and how you're able to just break down some of those barriers. And so that's, I think, one of our major differences, right? It's about the fitness. The fitness is the way, is the instrument that we're using to hit our end goal, which is the community building. There's all this other stuff because most of our team comes from tech. There's all these things for the activities, professionals to use, such as, you can think of it as a form of Uber, right? So you can track your fitness instructor when they show up there. There's the back end tech there that, loads when the fitness instructor is there. We upload, who's attended it. We try to build in kind of a moment of joy where we take a selfie with the class and upload that into there so the activities directors can look at that and like just have everything on the back end very easy to understand and track. So there's the tech aspect to it. But tech is just a tool to help build these communities, and that's kind of what we're doing. I think the difference now, we do different things We have instructors that teach Zumba and are certified Zumba Gold instructors with them. Some of the fun that we hear when we talk to activities directors or activities professionals is how does our group do Zumba? That's really engaged and they're dancing around. So we have a seated version of Zumba where you can kind of sit in there and do that. And that's created by the Zumba people where we're not, they're all certified throughout their own program and everything. But it's fun, it's engaging, and it's lively. We have other different options that people can choose as well.
I love Zumba. I think that's so great that we're having the seated Zumba or the version of
Right.
Zumba. But I love what you called it too, Zumba Gold. That kind of made me chuckle a little bit as I get closer to being probably a Zumba Gold member myself. But I think it's really fun when you talk about how engaging it can be, but it's also catered to the level of what the individual's at.
Right.
So, nobody can
Absolutely.
have the excuse, I guess you could say, as I can't exercise because we hear that often anyway. And, it's a new year and that's one of our
Yeah,
goals that we create. We want to lose 30 pounds and exercise every day and stop eating French fries from McDonald's. But we know
oof.
that's not going to happen, right? So we have to, engage and create opportunities to have exercise and Zumba is a really great one. I mean, I feel
It
like
is. Yeah.
that high energy and the impact of it that can be low or high depending on your
Mhm.
level is super good for you as long as you get your heart rate going a little bit stronger and have a good time. I
Yeah.
think that's what it's all about. I love
Absolutely. And I guess back to like the community aspect, not just for, the individuals that are participating, right? We're our goal here is to educate, our people that we're working with. So with that, we've created additional, community, I guess, endeavors that our activities professionals can be a part of. I think we mentioned this a little bit earlier, but we have a private community. It's called Leveling Up. And it's the activities professionals mastermind community. And in that, we open it up to activities professionals to kind of jump in there and have that peer-to-peer relationship and ask them questions, see what they're doing in their facilities. And that's one of the other steps that we're taking to help build community, not just with the people that we're serving, at the facilities, but also the professionals that are in there day in and day out trying to serve these individuals better.
super cool. I love that. I love that. So I guess the big
Right.
question is how and where can our professionals learn more? How can we
Yeah.
share the word and get that out there for everybody to know?
Absolutely. So you can just go to our website, eudaimoniahealth.co. That has all of our information on there. It has our phone number if you want to contact us. It has a form also that you can use to kind of submit any inquiries. And then if you want to talk to me directly, I'm happy to put my contact information out there. You just aMiller@eudaimoniahealth.co. Feel free to reach out to me, directly. And I promise you that I'll get back to
Awesome. I'm going to type it in the chat box here when we're done talking, the eudaimoniahealth.co. And I just want everybody to
you.
realize that that's CO, no M at the end of that. So
Right.
eudaimoniahealth.co. And we have more information as well on our website. We're happy to share with everyone that you're one of our recent new partners and you're going to
Yep.
be at our conference in
We
Reno.
are. Yep.
Super excited to have you there exhibiting and being a part of that event. And we hope others will be joining us as well in Reno on April 30th through May 2nd. We'll be there. And funny thing is, Andrew, I don't know if you know this or not, but Reno has been coming a long time. We were originally scheduled to be there in April of 2020. And
Okay.
we were lucky enough to be able to push it to 2023. And
Mm.
we're excited to be returning to Reno. We haven't been to Reno since 1995, I want to say
Oh,
we were.
wow.
So very excited to be returning to Reno
Yeah.
and having our annual conference there. And so we're even more excited to have you there and get to know you better there and to learn more about Eudaimonia there
Yeah.
and all of our attendees that'll be there. So as we wrap this up, what would you share any final words of wisdom with us?
I don't know if I have any words of wisdom, to share. I think the main thing is just our goal and our purpose in having this organization and joining, NAAP and trying to be involved in the activities professionals community is really to help build additional community, and make sure that we're servicing and serving you. And I mentioned it earlier, a different kind of happiness, finding that fulfilled life and seeing what we can do there. And so that's all we got. It's community. It's a business of people serving other people, and we hope to be able to do that and to hold us up to expectations.
I love that. To find your eudaimonia, right? To find
Yeah, there you go.
I love it. Excellent. Well, Andrew, thank you so much for your time. And
Thank
just want to
you.
let everybody know we'll be back in a couple of weeks for NAP Week, National Activity Professionals Week. We're celebrating that on January 23rd, and we'll have several live feeds going on during that week, as well as amazing raffles. And I just want to point out, Andrew, just share quickly, you have donated a raffle prize for NAP Week. Do you want to tell everybody what that is?
Yeah, sure. So we've decided to donate 2 weeks of our Fit for Life exercise program. The normal kind of retail value you could say is about $1,600. But this is, 4 classes that we're offering. These are in-person classes. It comes out to about 2 per week. And the sessions usually average about an hour in total. That's us showing up, setting up, engaging with everybody. And we don't know who the winner is going to be, but we're pretty sure we can find an instructor in that area to
Yes.
kind of help out.
Well, we're super excited. And of course, that'll have to be in the continental United States. I don't know, unless you
Yes,
have instructors in Hawaii and Alaska, but because we do
we
have
don't.
members there. And so sadly, we'll make sure that our winner is from the continental United States. That'll
Yes.
be done on Wednesday, January 25th, during our webinar with our president, Amy Laughlin, as she gives the state of the profession presentation to our members there. So super exciting. We're very much looking forward to growing our relationship with you, Andrew, and Eudaimonia. And thank you so much for your time today. And everyone else, we will see you again here, like I said, in 2 weeks. And I just remind you to stay safe and stay sane. All right, take care.
Thank you.
Bye.